There is a simple 2-minute routine you can do with your dog tonight that will not only make them absolutely adore you, but could literally save their life. Most dog owners completely skip this because they think a good belly rub is enough, but tonight I'm going to show you the nightly 3-step check. It lowers their cortisol, deepens your bond, and catches hidden health issues before they turn into expensive vet emergencies. If you love your dog, do not skip a single step of this. Every night, when the lights go down and the house grows quiet, your dog goes through a profound hidden shift in their nervous system. In the wild, nighttime is the most vulnerable period for a canine. It is when predators hunt and when the pack must rely entirely on mutual trust and safety to survive. Even though your dog sleeps safely on an orthopedic bed inside a locked house, their DNA is still hardwired with that ancient instinct. They carry the invisible weight of the day's stress, from the loud noises outside to the subtle changes in your own mood, right into their evening rest. If you are simply giving them a quick pat on the head or a casual belly rub before turning off the lights, you are completely missing the single greatest window to lower their stress, protect their health, and build an unbreakable bond. By implementing a deliberate 2-minute physical routine every single night, you tap directly into their biology. Dogs communicate primarily through touch and subtle energy shifts. When you use slow, deliberate pressure from their ears down to the base of their spine, you aren't just scratching an itch. You are actively triggering the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, while simultaneously flushing out cortisol and adrenaline. This physical decompression acts like a reset button for their brain, signaling to their primitive survival instincts that the day is officially won, the pack is secure, and they no longer need to stand guard. They can finally drop their defenses and enter a state of deep, restorative REM sleep, which is vital for keeping their immune system strong and extending their lifespan. But the benefits go far beyond just emotional comfort and relaxation. This nightly ritual doubles as an invaluable silent health scan that acts as an early warning radar. Dogs are evolutionary masters at masking pain. In the wild, showing weakness or injury makes an animal a target, so your dog will naturally hide discomfort from you until a condition has progressed to a severe stage. When you make a habit of gently checking their body every night, running your hands under their chest, feeling for unusual lumps, inspecting their paws, and looking at the color of their gums, you learn the exact baseline of their anatomy. You will notice a tiny, hard bump under the skin weeks before it becomes visible. You will catch the early signs of joint stiffness or muscle tracking issues before they start limping on their morning walk. Catching these subtle shifts early is often the definitive difference between a routine, low-cost solution and a heartbreaking, expensive medical emergency. Investing just 120 seconds before bed ensures you are never blindsided by a hidden illness. It transforms you from a standard pet owner into an active protector of their well-being, creating a deep level of security that makes your dog trust and adore you 10 times more than they already do. Dogs are evolutionary masters at hiding their pain from us, a survival trait passed down from their wild ancestors who knew that showing any sign of weakness made them an instant target for predators. Because of this deeply ingrained instinct, your dog will wag their tail, greet you at the door, and eat their food even if they are secretly dealing with chronic discomfort, a pulled muscle, or a developing illness. By the time a dog actually starts limping, crying out, or refusing to move, the underlying health issue has usually progressed to an advanced, painful, and often incredibly expensive stage. This means that as a pet parent, relying solely on your dog to show you when something is wrong simply isn't enough. You need a proactive strategy to peer beneath that stoic exterior, and the absolute best time to do that is right before bed. Tonight, You can start a simple nightly ritual that acts like an early warning radar for tumors, joint pain, and hidden anxiety, saving you thousands of dollars in emergency vet bills and making your dog feel profoundly safe. The concept behind this nightly routine is to transition your dog from a state of alert awareness into a state of total, defenseless relaxation, allowing you to perform a thorough physical assessment while their muscles are completely loose. When a dog is excited during the day, their adrenaline masks physical symptoms, but at night, as the house settles, you can sit with them and conduct a head-to-tail health scan. By running your hands deliberately along their jawline, down their neck, under their armpits, and across their abdomen, you establish an intimate familiarity with their body's baseline. You will instantly notice a pea-sized lump that wasn't there the night before, a localized patch of heat that indicates inflammation, or a sudden flinch when you touch a specific vertebra along their spine. Finding a lump or an injury early changes the entire trajectory of their treatment, turning a potentially life-threatening diagnosis into a manageable, highly treatable condition. Beyond catching physical ailments, this nightly scan is a powerful tool for diagnosing and treating emotional distress. Just like humans, dogs experience a buildup of psychological stress throughout the day, whether from a thunderstorm, a long period of separation while you were at work, or frustration from unspent energy. This stress manifests physically as tension in their shoulders, hips, and lower back. When you systematically apply steady, comforting pressure to these specific high-stress zones, you actively stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which lowers their heart rate and halts the production of stress hormones. It is a form of tactile communication that tells your dog they are completely protected, removing the perceived need for them to stay awake, guarding the perimeter of the home. When a dog feels this level of profound safety, their sleep quality skyrockets, which directly boosts their immune function, cognitive health, and overall longevity. By dedicating just a few quiet minutes to this targeted ritual every single night, you remove the guesswork from their health care. You will no longer have to wonder if they are thriving or secretly suffering in silence. You provide them with immediate physical relief, catch major medical red flags before they escalate into tragedies, and foster a deep, protective sanctuary that makes your dog feel fiercely loved and completely secure in your care. Your dog lives in a world entirely dominated by human rules, schedules, and environments that they constantly try to interpret. And this continuous mental effort leaves them with a significant buildup of daily stress. From the moment they wake up, their highly sensitive senses are bombarded by a chaotic symphony of sounds, scents, and visual stimuli that their evolutionary programming tells them to monitor. A passing delivery truck, a strange dog barking down the street, or even the subtle undercurrents of tension you bring home from a long day at work are all processed by your dog as data they need to analyze to keep the household safe. Because they love you unconditionally, they take on the self-imposed role of protector, keeping their nervous system on high alert for hours on end. By the time evening arrives, your dog isn't just physically tired from running or playing, they are often mentally exhausted and emotionally overstimulated, carrying a high level of residual cortisol and adrenaline into the night. If you simply allow them to curl up in their bed without helping them process this emotional baggage, they carry that tension straight into their sleep, leading to fragmented rest, heightened anxiety, and a compromised immune system over time. Your dog possesses a highly sophisticated silent bedtime language, and most well-meaning pet owners are completely ignoring it because they do not know how to read the signs. When a dog is ready to wind down, they will often look for a secure spot, sigh deeply, or lean their weight heavily against your legs, subtly asking for assistance to switch off their hypervigilant instincts. By initiating a specific, deliberate physical ritual every single night, You answer this unspoken plea and signal directly to their primitive brain that the daily shift is officially over. When you sit on their level and apply slow, steady, rhythmic pressure, beginning at the crown of their head and moving down the bridge of their snout, you are tapping into dense networks of sensory nerves that communicate directly with their brain's emotional center. This intentional touch triggers an immediate neurological shift, shifting them out of the sympathetic fight or flight state and plunging them into the parasympathetic nervous system, which governs rest, recovery, and cellular repair. As you systematically guide them through this nightly wind-down, you drop their cortisol levels instantly, allowing their heart rate to stabilize and their tense muscles to unclench. This isn't just about making them feel good in the moment, it is about fundamentally altering their brain chemistry before they sleep. When a dog knows with absolute certainty that this predictable, soothing ritual happens every single night, their psychological security skyrockets. They no longer feel the genetic pressure to remain semi-alert to guard the perimeter of the house or protect the pack from unseen nighttime threats. They can fully surrender to deep, restorative REM sleep, which is the exact phase of rest where their body repairs tissue, processes the day's memories, and fortifies their defense mechanisms against disease. By stepping into the role of the pack leader who guarantees absolute safety, you dissolve their chronic anxiety and prevent the behavioral issues like destructive chewing or nighttime pacing that stem from unmanaged stress. This small investment of time transforms your relationship from a standard dynamic of master and pet into a deep, intuitive partnership based on profound, energetic alignment. Your dog begins to view you not just as the provider of food and walks, but as their ultimate emotional sanctuary, cementing you as their absolute favorite person and earning you a level of fierce, unbreakable loyalty that they will eagerly display every single day. A simple, casual belly rub is a wonderful gesture of affection, but it is fundamentally not enough to address the complex physical and psychological needs of a domestic dog in the modern world. Most well-meaning pet parents operate under the assumption that food, shelter, and a bit of playtime are all it takes to keep a dog completely fulfilled and healthy. However, our dogs live under a constant state of low-grade environmental pressure that they are not evolutionarily equipped to handle on their own. They navigate a landscape filled with artificial lighting, confinement to small indoor spaces, confusing human schedules, and a constant barrage of unpredictable neighborhood noises. Because they lack the ability to verbally communicate their frustrations, fears, or physical ailments, this daily stress accumulates silently within their bodies, tightening their muscles, elevating their heart rates, and keeping their minds in a subtle state of hyper-awareness. If you want a dog that is truly healthier, less anxious, and fiercely loyal to you, you need to break away from passive pet ownership and actively intervene by implementing a highly structured, deliberate 3-step check every single night before the lights go out. The first critical phase of this nightly check focuses entirely on physical decompression, targeting the exact zones where canines hold the physical manifestations of stress. When a dog walks on a leash, jumps off a high couch, turns sharply while chasing a toy, or stands guard at a window, their musculoskeletal structure absorbs significant impact. Over hours and days, this leads to micro-tears in muscle fibers and tight knots, particularly around the neck, the shoulder blades, and the lower lumbar region near the base of the tail. By dedicating the first part of your nightly routine to long, sweeping strokes with flat palms applying firm but gentle pressure down these specific areas, you are performing a basic form of canine myofascial release. This tactile manipulation physically lengthens the contracted muscle fibers, stimulates localized blood flow to deliver fresh oxygen to fatigued tissues, and helps flush out lactic acid. It provides immediate tangible relief to a body that has been working all day, turning physical discomfort into a soothing sensation of warmth and relaxation that prepares the body for deep rest. Moving fluidly from muscle relaxation, the second phase of the ritual transitions into an indispensable preventative health screening that can completely reshape your dog's long-term medical trajectory. Because dogs are genetically hardwired to mask their vulnerabilities, to protect themselves from perceived threats, they will rarely show obvious signs of internal illness, early-stage tumors, or local infections until the condition has reached an advanced state. The nightly health scan strips away this evolutionary mask by requiring you to systematically feel every inch of your dog's body when they are completely relaxed and cooperative. By sliding your fingers beneath their coat to check the skin on their belly, examining the sensitive tissue under their armpits, inspecting the webs between their paw pads for hidden debris, and gently lifting their lips to ensure their gums are a vibrant, healthy pink, you act as a human diagnostic radar. You become intimately familiar with the exact geography of your dog's anatomy, enabling you to detect a microscopic lump, a sudden patch of inflamed skin, or a subtle change in circulation weeks or even months before it manifests as a visible symptom. Catching these red flags early transforms a potentially catastrophic medical crisis into an easily manageable veterinary visit, saving your companion from unnecessary suffering and protecting your family from unexpected financial burdens. The final component of this nightly ritual is the conscious creation of a psychological boundary line between the activity of the day and the security of the night, known as the de-escalation cue. Dogs thrive on predictability and routine, as clear structures give them a profound sense of safety within a human world they cannot fully comprehend. When you conclude your physical massage and health scan by looking into your dog's relaxed eyes, placing a gentle hand on their forehead, and repeating a specific, low-toned phrase in a calm, steady cadence, you are anchoring a powerful behavioral trigger. This cue signals to their brain that all external responsibilities have ended for the night. They no longer need to monitor the perimeter of the home, track distant noises, or worry about protecting their territory. This deliberate psychological release completely deactivates their alert system, dropping their adrenaline production to near zero and allowing them to effortlessly slip into a profound, high-quality sleep state. It is during this uninterrupted, restorative rest that their immune system actively fortifies itself, cell regeneration accelerates, and their brain processes the emotional experiences of the day. By committing to this comprehensive three-step routine every single night, you provide your dog with an unmatched level of physical relief and emotional sanctuary, cultivating an extraordinary depth of mutual trust that transforms their natural affection into an unshakable, lifelong devotion to you. Ultimately, spending these 2 quiet minutes with your dog every single night isn't just an investment in their physical health. It is the ultimate expression of love and protection. By stepping into the role of their active caretaker, you strip away the evolutionary need for them to hide their pain or stay on high alert, giving them the gift of true safety and deep, restorative rest. The payoff for this tiny commitment is a companion who is healthier, freer from anxiety, and more deeply connected to you than ever before.